Alright, we're on day 5, or round 5 should I say, is daylight. We're going to see if we can actually finish this turn, or this game, in the 5th round. Go ahead and draw a starting hand over here, which is going to be 8, since we're in our city still. Well, as far as the new cards in the offer, the unit offer has nobody I can recruit in the city. Looks like the sorcerers, you can get them in a mage tower or a monastery. Shock troops in the keep, and ice mages in a mage tower and monastery as well. There's also training, which is in the monastery. The problem with training is it loses a lot of its strength the more you progress into the game. It's essentially, you can throw away an action card and get an advanced action, put it into your discard or your hand. So the longer you've had training, especially towards the beginning of the game, the more powerful it is. Whereas we're in round 5, this card is not going to be nearly as useful. Definitely not worth turning around to the monastery to go pick it up. Now there is a card that I would like to be able to pick up, Demolish. This one ignores site fortifications this turn and reduces enemies' armor. If I can find a mage tower, I would love to pick this card up. It would definitely help with the final city assault. Alright, now there was an advanced action in the advanced actions offer that I wouldn't mind picking up. Being that we're in the green city, one of the things I can use influence on is to pick up a advanced action. So I may want to use that ability. I have at least influence 4 and 5, 6, 7. But remember, I'm at a reduced rate of 5 since my reputation is really poor. So I'm actually at a disadvantage of 2. Actually, no, I take that back. We're at a disadvantage of 3 because now that it's daytime, the influence is only +2 and not +3. So we aren't doing too good in the popularity contest over here. Oh, it would be ideal if I can pick up regeneration, because on top of healing it also lets me ready a unit. So let's see what our last 2 cards will allow us to do. We can either rethink, which will let us discard 3 cards including wounds from your hand and shuffle that many cards. Or draw that many cards and shuffle your discard. Or we can do the right moment, which lets us take an extra turn. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the right moment. I'm sure this card will come in handy at some point, rather than rethink. It's just that one-time mulligan. So the right moment it is. That means the dummy player will go first. Alright, so let's see if we can make this happen where we can pick up regeneration. It will cost, okay, so it's 6 influence. We have -5 reputation with 2 influence to counteract that, so we're at -3. And then we have 3 shields on our city, so that negates all bonuses and negative reputation hits. So all we need to pick that card up is an influence 6. So with the promise, we have the 4, if we can power it up with that gold mana. And let's see if there's any way we can place some of these cards sideways. I'd hate to waste any of these cards. But if there's any cards I'm going to place sideways for influence, it'll probably be one of my movements and crystallize. Alright, so I will go ahead and do that. I'm going to take this gold mana, power up the influence, give us influence 4, and then play these 2 cards sideways for the influence 6. And that will allow me to purchase regeneration. Heal 1, ready a level 1 or 2 unit you control, or heal 2 and ready a level 1, 2, or 3 unit. And my advanced guys are they're up to level 3. There are some units that go up to level 4, so this will be useless for that, but fortunately this card will work for all my units. The way the city card reads is that you take this and put it on top of your deed deck. I think I'm going to go ahead and play the Spellforge card too. It just says gain 1 crystal in your inventory, the same color as a spells card. And there is a blue crystal or blue spell in the spells offer. So I'm going to use that to gain a blue crystal and put it in my inventory. And that will be the end of my turn, so I'll roll a die. There's a red. And 8. And then the dummy player will go again. I think if we're going to try to take out this city, it would be wise to start moving. However, I just noticed that this card has turned up in the advanced actions offer, Frostbridge. It's a move card, and it reduces the cost of lakes and swamps. And seeing that we're surrounded by swamps, this would be a pretty good card to have to save movement and to maximize our turn. So I know I said I wanted to get out of the city this turn, but it's pretty tempting to actually stick around. I think I may just do that. So I'm going to do the special ability again, and we'll just use the red mana from the mana pool from the source. That'll give me an influence 5, and I just need to play one of these cards sideways. I think I'm going to be playing Rage sideways for the influence 6. So once again, we're at -5 reputation, minus the, or add the +2 and the +3 shields, and that will negate the reputation hits, which just cost 6 influence to be able to take an action there. And I will be picking up Frostbridge. So I'll pick that one up and we'll place it on top of our pile. But now, since I use the powerful ability of Threaten, I'll be taking a -1 reputation. So I am no longer welcome in any of the places to interact. Alright, a white die. Dummy player will go. Alright, and then is our turn, and we will try to make the best of this turn. I'm going to go ahead and play Tranquility to heal one of these wound cards. Actually, I think I'll save Tranquility just in case. I know we took quite a few wounds, so there's more than just that one lurking around our deck, so we'll see if we need to. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and play Frostbridge. I don't have any blue mana in the source, so I'm going to have to power it with that crystal we just generated. And that'll give me move 4, and it says you're now able to travel through lakes. Here, let me read it out here. You're able to travel through lakes, and the move cost of lakes and swamps is reduced to 1 this turn. So with the move 4, I'm going to go ahead and generate 1. I'll go right next to that hag in case I want to take it out for reputation gains. I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 movement to reveal the next tile. No, it's not a city. That means we're going to have to power through if we're going to hope to take out the city in this turn. And then we get to draw another advanced action for the monastery, and that is an ice block 3 or ice shield and reduce armor, and we block that way by 1. So we've used up so far 1 to move down here, 2, 3. I think I'm going to use the last movement instead of attacking that hag. We're going to go up this way, and I'll use up all 4 movements. And let's see if we can get lucky and use ambush for another move 4 and keep revealing. So I'm going to use the die. We're going to use ambush for its move 4. I'm going to use 2 of those movements to reveal a tile. And it looks like luck is on our side. We have revealed the White City. So we'll put a keep over here. We have to draw one of our first dragons of this game. He's all the way on the other side. And we will draw a White City, and it's going to give us, it's going to be level 8, so it'll take 3 tokens, white tokens, and 1 gray. The special ability for the White City is all the units their health is increased by 1. Alright, so that's 2 of my movement there. Now Frostbridge's effect, hopefully, let me read it and see. It says, you're able to travel through lakes and the move cost lakes and swamps is reduced to 1 this turn. So we still have this in effect. So I'm going to use one of the move points to move over here. I'm going to flip over this keep and see what's inside. Looks like this little dude right here. We should be able to take him out no problem. However, even with my 1 movement point I have left, and that's going to cost movement 4. Alright, so I think I'm going to use my peasants to help me move in there and play a card sideways. On which card to play sideways? Let's see. Oh, Blood Ritual. I'm sure there's a more effective way to use you, but I'm definitely not doing it. I'm going to turn Blood Ritual sideways. That's movement 2. And we will tap into our peasants and move them 2. That'll be a total of 4. We have the 1 movement left over from ambush, the 1 played sideways, and the peasants. Fortunately for us, we're already at a negative reputation at the X, so we can't go any further down. Now ambush lets us add 2 to our first attack card of any type, or plus 4 to your first block card of any type, whichever you play first this turn. So what I'm going to do, I think it's a good time to play Battle Versatility. I can do a Siege Attack 2, play that, and that combined with Ambush will give me a Siege Attack 4. And that way I don't have to worry about block or anything of the sort. So I'm going to go ahead and power that up with, well, I'll use this ability right here. I'll go ahead and tap that. I'll get 1 mana crystal into my inventory, and I'll use the token to use Battle Versatility. So the Siege Attack 2 plus the Attack 2 from the ambush should be enough to kill that unit that's inside the keep. So I will gain 3 fame. I will mark the keep as conquered over here. And several things will happen. 1, I'll be able to reveal what's inside the city since I'm now adjacent to it. Looks like we have these Grim Legionnaires. That little symbol right there means arcane immune. That means that they are immune to any abilities that would affect them, kind of like the attacks that say destroy this enemy, or any kind of ability that just affects the unit, status effects. That's his physical attack 11, and that means he's unfortified, so I'll be able to hit him with ranged attacks. And these are the what's that? The Amotep gunners. Ice resistant, flame attack 6, brutal, pretty standard. And we also need to remember that these guys are all at a +1 for being the White City. These guys are gonna be nasty. These are the Delphana Masters, if I'm pronouncing that right. They got ice and fire resist, assassinate, cold fire attack 5. Ooh. And that little ability right there is called paralyze. What that means is if they do any amount of damage or wounds to either me or my units, which will be me because they have assassinate, you are automatically knocked out and the unit would be destroyed if it took any damage. And then, last but not least, we have the thugs. Yeah, these guys are just, 3 brutal. Yeah. Before I end my turn, I think this would be a good time to go ahead and play my Tranquility to heal 1 wound. I'll go ahead and throw away this wound over here. And that will be the end of my turn. Roll the red die. Now that I'm on a keep, or I ended my turn on a keep, since I own another keep, your hand size is, you get an additional hand size for every keep you own. So since I own 2 keeps, my hand size will be 6 plus 2, which will be 8 again, which is going to be very helpful in assaulting the city. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, now the dummy player will go. And the dummy player has already finished his entire deck, whereas I have yet to tap into my, maybe get halfway through it. Alright, so we're going to see if I am able to take out this city in this one turn. If I do, it will count for a lot of points, even though there's a lot of wounds still in my deck that I haven't healed yet. I think the points that I'll get for finishing this round hopefully will negate that. I'm not going to be a min-maxer as far as, trying to calculate the best possible score. Mainly, this is how I play Mage, and I just kind of go through and see what happens. Not to mention, I still have the right moment, so can't forget this. I'm going to have to try to assault the city. What I don't clear up, I will flip this and try again. So what I'm going to do is kind of arrange all my units and everything I have just nearby so that I can get a good visual of everything I have access to and what I can do. Alright, had to take quite a few minutes actually to think about this. There are a lot of options, but I couldn't have asked for a better hand to start off this fight. Like, I may be able to take this city down in one turn. Let me walk through it all and we'll find out if that's the case. Alright, so first things first, I need to determine how I'm going to get into the city, and that's where the tricky part comes in. For right now, I'm going to tentatively get rid of improvisation and I don't know. I don't think I'm going to need Amulet of Darkness for this one. If I do, I'll change it because I'm not going to commit. Like, there's going to be no revealed new information at all on this turn. So if it doesn't work out in my brainstorming, I can always take it back. But for right now, these two will be the 2 movement I use to enter the city. Alright. Now the problem, if you guys remember when we talked earlier, let me move this closer, is when you're grouping up units, they share resistances and things of those sort. I have a lot of siege. I have the Horn of Wrath, I have the catapults I also have these Savage Monks, and then I have these guys, these Amotep Gunners, which they can do range fire attack 6. These guys right here, they are unfortified, so the ranged attacks will be able to attack them, but the siege won't synergize so well. But the reason I couldn't have asked for a better hand is this card right here. Into the Heat. If I play that for the strongest, it's going to, oh goodness, actually I was miscalculating everything. In my head I was thinking about just adding the damage by 1. This one says play this card at the start of this combat. All of your units get their attack and block values increased by 3 this combat. That's going to make a huge difference. Okay, so yeah, when I was doing my brainstorming, I figured that all wrong, and I was thinking it was just going to be 1, but 3 is going to make, it's going to change everything. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video again and I'm going to go rethink all this stuff again, because yeah, I completely misread that card. Alright, I'm back kind of brainstorming everything. Yeah, this is probably going to be one of my strongest plays I've had in a while in Mage Knight. Usually the stars don't align like this, and here, I'm usually taking a lot more wounds. Okay, so I'm going to try to walk you guys through everything that I'm doing over here. Okay, so I'm going to stay the same with using those 2 cards to move into the city. It's going to give me the 2 movement. I'm already at -X reputation, so that's relevant. The first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go through the range and siege attack phase. As you can see right here, so let's get over my camera. Alright, these Grim Legionnaires, since they are unfortified, I'm going to go ahead and, well, first, before I do that, it's important to, it goes without saying, but I'm using Into the Heat. I'm going to use it. I have enough mana crystals stored up, and I'm going to use it to increase all my units attack by 3 for this combat. That is significant. Alright, so we played that. Now for these Grim Legionnaires, remember everyone has 1 HP higher, not that it's going to matter now. So these guys are actually a strength of 11. I'm playing one of my crystals for these guys over here. I'm spending them, and I'm using one of the crystals to use the range fire attack 6 plus 3, which is going to be 9. And I'm using another one of my crystals that I had stored up for the range attack 3. So that's going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, which is just enough to take these guys out. So they're going to be out of the picture. Now, I may have enough attack to wipe out the rest of this group over here in the range and siege. Okay, so remember how we talked that we could combine enemies and pull them together for one effective attack. That's what I'm going to essentially be doing with these guys. Fortunately, they already share resistances. Maybe he'll get fire, and this guy will get fire, ice resistance, but you know, it's negligible. So I want to be able to do, that's 8 plus 6, 14, 19, and then 20, 21, 22. So I need to do 22 damage. So to do 22 points of siege damage, I'm going to be using one of my crystals and tapping into the Savage Monks. And they're going to do siege attack 4 for this special, plus 3, and going to be siege attack 7. Alright, then my catapults, they're going to be doing siege attack 3 instead of the colored ones, since they'll be, you know, be half effective with all the resistances. So it'll be siege attack 3 plus 3. So that's an additional, so that's 6 and 7, that's 13. So that is 13 of my 22 damage that I need to do to take out these guys in one hit. So that leaves me with, I still need to do 9 points of damage. Where will I get 9 points of siege damage? Oh, look at here. We have Horn of Wrath. Unfortunately, I would have to sack the card to be able to do all that damage. But I think the rewards might outweigh the plus 2 points that this will give me in the end. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to sack this one, and that's siege attack 5, and I may add up to 5 more to the siege attack, and for each one I roll, or for each one I add, I have to roll a mana die, and I get a wound for each black or red. So I'm only going to be doing an additional 4, so this would be enough to get me to siege attack 9, so that means I could potentially get up to 4 wounds. So let's go ahead and roll that now. So black or red will give me a wound. Do it 4 times. Oh, of course, there's 1. Alright, that's 2. Oh, there's a black. 3, so I'm taking 2 wounds. And 1 more. And a white. So we've taken 2 wounds. We've increased the Horn of Wrath to an attack 9. So let's make sure we've done all of our calculating right. We got a siege attack 7 from the Savage Monks. Siege attack 6 from the Catapults. 7, 6, 13. 13 plus 9 is 22. And we have 8 plus 6, 14. 14 plus 5 is 19. 20, 21, 22. Alright, I think the numbers add up. That means that we have taken out all of these guys within the range and siege attack phase. I believe Into the Heat deserves a special recognition, that and followed by Horn of Wrath for making this turn possible. Like I said, it's usually not that easy for me to take out a city in one turn, especially a level 8. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I wasn't expecting this to happen at all. Anyways, alright, so let's go through the rest of the turn. I'll go ahead and be marking this space with 4 tokens. Okay, and I'll go ahead and put Rithia there. I'm going to cement all this, so I've cast away these 2 cards. I did that play, kill the Legionnaires. That's the 9, 10, 11, 12. Just making sure. Sometimes you want to make sure and go through all these things and make sure your turn was legal. And there's always a resistance here or there that you don't factor in and ends up ruining all your plans. All right, so spent. I didn't use mana for this one. I used the mana for that one from here. I've used. Did I even use this white die? I don't think I. Wait, oh, that's not the. That's from this one over here. But I didn't use any die from the source, so I may actually flip this over here. Well, no, I'll tell you what. I will use that, and the reason being is I want to be able to heal after my turn. I've taken 2 wounds into my hand. I want to at least try to negate some of that stuff. All right, so we'll keep everything as is. Play it into the heat. I'll play my non-played cards over here on the side so it doesn't get confused. I think our turn is legal, so now we're going to go over here and count up all the fame that attack generated for us. Alright, so first up to bat we have the Ametep Flamethrower guys. They're worth 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then the Delphana Masters, they're worth 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, and these guys are worth 2, plus a reputation increase. Woohoo! 1, 2, 1. And last but not least, the Grim Legionnaires, they're worth 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, didn't quite level up. Alright. But I did level up one time. I want to go ahead and play, now that the combat's over, I'm going to play Regeneration, power it with this one. It's going to give me a heal 2. This says I may ready a level 1, 2, or 3 unit I control. So I'm going to go ahead and throw away 2 of these units, or wounds, for the heal 2. And let's see, who do I want to ready? Not that it's going to matter. And this may seem counterintuitive for y'all, but I'm going to go ahead and ready my my peasants. Actually, no. I can still do an attack. There is a lava dragon. So I may be able to destroy that thing for some extra fame on my next turn. Because remember, we still have the right moments. And I'm going to go ahead and activate that right now. Because it says, one time this day, during your turn, you can announce that you will take another turn immediately after this. If you do, flip this card face down. And that way I'm hoping it doesn't trigger the end game results. Because once you conquer both cities, the dummy player doesn't go anymore and you have one more turn. Because the condition's been met that we've finished the scenario. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Flip the, so I'm going to be declaring another turn. So that'll essentially give me 2 more turns after this. Anyways, alright. I'm losing, or I'm all over the place here. Okay. So I think I will ready Catapult since they give me Siege Ice Attack 5. And that may be helpful in taking out that Lava Dragon with his fire resist. So we'll ready those guys instead. Alright, so they're level 3. So I'm at the condition for there. And that will be it for my turn. I will roll the die over here. It's a red. And then, now that I'm in the city, I will draw to 8 at my hand size again. So, but before I draw, I need to level up. And it looks like, I haven't got any of Erythia's good abilities. Anyways, alright, so I can get a Siege Attack +1, or like a regular one, or a Siege Fire Attack 1. That may come in handy for trying to take out that dragon. Or I can get a Play a Wound sideways for +2. I'm going to go with the Siege Attack. I didn't see, well, we have Norwas's new ability that we drew, which is, let me see what the name is, Leadership. It says, let me move it so you guys can actually read it. Once a turn, when activating a unit, add 3 to its block, or 2 to its attack, or +1 to its ranged, not siege attack, regardless of its elements. Well, that's not going to do us too much good since we actually want siege attack. So I think we'll go with, normally I would never get this skill. I think it's kind of not that good. It's very situational. I would much prefer this one, but I want to get rid of wounds, and maybe this might be the difference that I need to take out the dragon. We'll see. Alright, so we'll go with the siege. Alright, then we have to choose one of these three type of advanced actions. And we got ritual attack. Throw away another action card depending on its color. You get attack 5 for red, ice attack 3 for blue, range attack 3 for white, or siege attack 2 for green. Oh, I think I'm going to go with ritual attack even without having to look at the rest of these. This one's diplomacy, influence 2, you can use it for block. Yeah, we're going with ritual attack. Alright, so we will get to go ahead and draw our cards. So that's 2, 3, oh, another wound. Wait a minute, this one, we use this one. I'm glad I noticed that right now. It's very easy to get mixed up in this game, but we use that one at the end to heal and to get rid of or to ready one of our units, so you are not in there. So, dummy player does not go, and our end trigger is not, or the end of the game is not triggered yet since we've used our special the right moment card. And I have a handful of wounds. That's never any good. So let's see if we can take out this lava dragon over here with what we have. So he's got fire resistance, attack 8, fortified, or defense or armor of 8, 6 fire attack, and brutal. Alright, well, this next turn is not going to be as graceful as I was hoping it would be, but oh well, we gotta manage with the hand that we have, not the hand we wish we had. Alright, so we're going to do mana pull. I'm still going to change that attack into a blue, and I'm going to have to change this other one into a white. Essentially I'm using mana pull so I can get blue mana. And I'm going to generate a blue token, which I'll be using for the siege ice attack, but I'm not going to be able to use it during the time that I want to use it. Alright, the other one I'm going to be using the power dodge and weave. Alright, so we go through range and siege, we're going to bypass that. Now we're going to be assigning or trying to block. I'm going to go ahead and play dodge and weave. It's going to say reduce one enemy attack by 4. So his attack 6 will essentially go down to attack 2. So with that being reduced down to attack 2, that means he's going to be doing attack 4, and I'll be able to assign all that damage to these savage monks. So he's going to be wounded. So when a unit takes a wound, it's the same concept as it is for you, except for you can only place one wound on a unit and only assign them damage once. So he's going to soak up that attack 4, and now we go into our regular attack phase. So I have attack 2 in the pile for not taking any damage to my hand. I'm going to go ahead and do the siege ice attack 5. I'll use this special ability that I thought was going to help me, but I didn't have a green to discard for the ritual attack, so it couldn't have gone as smoothly as I wanted to. That's 5, 6. And then we'll do 7, 8 for dodge and weave, and that should take care of the swamp dragon. So he 8 damage, or I mean 8 armor. He's dead. We get 8 fame for destroying him. And now, whenever you kill a dragon out in the wild, so to speak, you can actually increase your reputation by 2 rather than the 1 for the marauding orcs. So we'll increase our reputation by 2, and then we'll take 8 fame. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we leveled up. I don't think there's anything I wanted to do outside of the turn. So I'm going to go ahead and roll and be done with that turn. Got a green, so I'll be drawing 2. Actually, I'll level up first, just in case my hand size is bigger, which I'm glad I did, because it is. Now, my hand size is 7 rather than 6 that it was before. So I'll be able to draw up to 9 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Tons of wounds, tons of wounds. Alright, so now what happens here is that the dummy player, since I've already conquered the city, he no longer goes. And this will be my very last turn for the game.